Hello, hungry people. Welcome to Atlanta Eats Happy Hour. I'm George Hernandez.
And I'm Hannah Marks.
Hannah, can you tell the folks out there what is Atlanta Eats Happy Hour?
Well, it's just a weekly look at everything food and culture in Atlanta. Getting drunk at work with my coworker.
Cheers to that. Cheers. So, let's kick off this first episode of Atlanta Eats with all of the food and pop culture news around Atlanta and the country. This is Snackable. Discovery announced a new $7 platform called Food Network Streaming, which will be live cooking classes from Bobby Flay, Daniel Boulud, and Guy Fieri, along with cake sitting from Paula Deen for all y'all freaks out there. According to Adweek, Burger King Mexico created a campaign that honors the food coma by showcasing real Burger King diners who have fallen asleep in their restaurants after large meals. It's a lot better than their first idea, tag yourself from the toilet. Arcadia, a new retro arcade bar, has opened in Buckhead that features classic games like Galaga, Donkey Kong, and Miss Pac-Man. Be on the lookout for Atlanta Eats' own Steak Shapiro doing his weekly workout. Okay, I know, it's not that funny. Let's just keep drinking.
Keep drinking.
All right.
Tell us about what you're drinking today.
I have a Scofflaw Dirty Beaches. It is a tropical wheat because it's still hot outside, and I'm going to keep drinking summer beers until the summer stops.
And on that note, I'm drinking a White Claw, which I know you guys all think it's the end of summer, so you're not supposed to drink White Claw anymore. But I have to wholeheartedly disagree. I like to rebrand it as White Claw Fall. I was drinking them at a Georgia Tech football game last weekend where I was sweating my ass off, so let the White Claw continue.
Cheers to that. My wife was talking shit about somebody who was afraid of wearing white after Labor Day. And I said, screw that. We drink wheat beers. We drink White Claw. Doesn't matter what time of year it is.
Totally agree.
All right. Let's get into our next segment here. Everybody is crazy about fast food right now. It's either the new Popeye's chicken sandwich. It's either the KFC Impossible Nuggets or Beyond Nuggets that they're doing. I saw KFC has a donut burger. So we're going to start our new segment, Chain Reaction, where we give our honest feedback on these new fast food trends. Here it is, our first Chain Reaction. All right, bring these in. The first Chain Reaction is the Impossible Whopper.
And I have to tell you, I've been very nervous about trying one of these. I don't know what they're made of. I'm very interested to see how this will go.
It's it's just little like mushroom people that they just crush up, and so.
I'd rather not know. Let's just eat it.
Sure.
What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Take a nice bite now. Okay. I mean, it is surprisingly meat-like. It's like.
Tastes like well done meat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very well done, but actually surprisingly consistency is very similar, and it's really not that bad.
It's not that bad. I mean, as a meat alternative, it's really good. I'm having more problems with the idea of a Whopper in general, but that's neither here nor there.
I would even take
if I were going to just like pull off this Impossible meat here, it's good. I mean, it tastes like if you've been to a really crappy cafeteria and they've got like a meatloaf that's like in a little patty or something like that, it's just like super dry, but it's
I think it even tastes better than that. I don't hate it, and I'm pretty happy about this movement towards sort of the meatless Monday.
Sure.
And
100%. Good for the environment.
Yeah, and making fast food healthier, because I know a lot of people eating healthy is an unaffordable thing. So making fast food a little bit healthier is good for me morally.
For sure. Absolutely. So that is our take on the Impossible Whopper. Give it a try. Let us know what you think at Atlanta Eats TV, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Give us your thoughts.
Hannah, would you order that over a regular burger?
No. I don't know. No, I don't know. I would like to look at the caloric intake of the meat versus the Impossible Whopper, and that may sway me. If it was actually significantly better for you,
I've got some bad news. I've read that that it is actually pretty similar in a regular
Really?
burger.
Okay.
But
That's
here's where you can feel better. If I was chilling with my homie Greta Thunberg, she would be happy that I got this because I believe the amount of carbon that it takes to make an Impossible Burger is not the same as a regular burger.
Yeah.
So it's good for the environment in that sense, but yeah, probably not. I don't think it's
Okay, I mean for environmental reasons, sure.
Yeah.
I'll start ordering the Impossible thing. I feel better about the burger than I do about the Beyond Chicken Nugget at KFC. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe next time.
That was a one-day promo. When they do that, like for real,
Yeah,
we'll
they
bring
sold
that back
out.
in,
Okay.
and we'll let y'all know how we feel about that.
That's good.
All right, so moving on, our next segment, speaking of things that we're kind of judging, let's continue to judge food. Overrated, underrated. Okay.
Yeah, our first category. It's
Yeah.
something we hear a lot, right? We hear a lot here for sure. The farm to table movement.
Farm to table movement. Okay.
You first.
Okay. Gosh, well, I think it's a good thing, but I think it's like one of those things that people overuse. It's like watching HGTV and people talk about open concept,
Sure.
right? Like it's not, it's something that might not actually be farm to table, and it's called farm to table.
Mhm.
Like in my mind, to be a legit farm to table place, you need to have a farm next to you. So Milton's out in Alpharetta has an actual farm next to their restaurant. In my head, they're the only farm to table restaurant that I can think of off the top of my head. So I'm going to go overrated because I think people use the term too much.
I completely agree with you about the term. It sort of makes me cringe. It's kind of like when somebody calls himself a foodie. I just hate it. However, I don't know how to cook vegetables. I don't eat enough of them. I love a farm to table. The vegetables always do taste amazing. And I do like thinking that it's all locally sourced. I agree that I've never seen the farms usually.
Right.
But it reminds me of that Portlandia episode where they like follow where their chicken came from all the way back to the farm that I grew up on. However, I'm gonna go with underrated. I think a lot of people maybe even avoid farm to table because they think it's gonna be healthy or it's gonna be bland. But I think that they do really amazing things with vegetables, and it seems really fresh. And I like to know that it's all in season. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we agree. It's just the details.
It's the term farm to table that we hate.
Very good. So the next one, it's another thing that seems to be trending in Atlanta over the last year or two, and that is the concept of food halls.
Yeah. Okay. Kick us off.
Okay. I love a food hall. I am always with, I feel like, a large group. There's usually day drinking involved. We always have to try to decide where we're going to go to dinner. And the easiest thing to do is to go to a food hall. I live down the street from Krog Street Market. There's literally everything that everybody could possibly want. You can get a drink while you wait. I will say that there's limited seating, and that's annoying. But other than that, I feel like they're highly competitive, so all the food in the food halls are typically pretty good. And yeah, this the variety alone and the easily accessible to making everybody in your group happy.
I know that this is the first episode of Overrated, Underrated, so it's kind of hard for me to throw a curveball here, but I'm going to go with perfectly rated. I think food halls are exactly what everybody thinks they are, right? It's essentially a high-end mall food court.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad thing. Like, I loved mall food courts as a kid, and now that I'm an adult, let me just get, like, the bougie version of that. That's all I really want.
I want to pay $15 for a sandwich.
Exactly. Like, and a draft beer that's overpriced, but it's from, Alaska or some shit, and that matters, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you drive to Alpharetta to go to a food hall?
Well, the good thing about Atlanta is that there's one around every block,
Right.
so you don't
Why
have
would
to
we
go
need to do
Alpharetta.
that?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe when I go visit my parents, we'll meet at the Alpharetta Food Hall.
No, well, that's a good point. And I will say this other point though is that food halls also can be like a super cool incubator for somebody to do something bigger someday. And
Pop-ups or
exactly. And so like if there's a food stand in the Alpharetta Food Hall that people are talking about, yeah, I will go to Alpharetta to try the thing. I just it'll take me a couple minutes.
The crowds are annoying though. They're very crowded.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, so the next one, we all know craft beer is craft beer. And there's a lot of them. I think in Atlanta, maybe second only to like Asheville, North Carolina or something like that in terms of like craft breweries per capita. So overrated, underrated, local brews. George.
All right, so I can approach this in two ways, right? Specifically, the local brews in Atlanta are excellent. I have lived in a couple places, and I don't know that I've had as good a beer as you can get from Scofflaw, Monday Night, Eventide, Sweetwater even. I know they're the old guys, but
you're gonna
they're
hurt
still
somebody's
pretty good.
feelings.
I know, I'm going to forget somebody. Atlanta Brewing Company, that was a great rebrand, by the way. Orpheus,
Creature
yes.
Comfort.
Thank you. And that's Athens.
Oh, yeah.
We'll count
A
it.
favorite of Marvel Studios.
Correct. Thor loves that shit. But, the idea of local brews in general, I think, again, this is like kind of one of those things where it's maybe the idea has gone a little bit out of control because you could literally go to some place in like Indiana and there's going to be some local brew and there's going to be some dude who's making his stuff and it tastes great to the local Indianans, but
What do you have against Indiana?
I don't know.
Hoosiers, as
I
it
took
were.
one look at you and I assumed that our producer Jason is a Hoosier. Let's not let him forget it. I don't know that
So
that's.
you say underrated.
I say underrated in Atlanta, overrated nationally.
Gotcha. Okay. I would not drink beer other than the fact that they come from local breweries. Not that I necessarily love beer. I can drink it. I like supporting local.
Totally.
I love the hang. I love you can go with all of your friends and they have events there all the time and they're just fun. It's kind of like tailgating for me. I don't care about football, but I enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
I'm clearly very optimistic today, so I'm going to go underrated again.
Well, and another thing I forgot is that going back to the Atlanta ones, they make great food at a lot of the Atlanta breweries. New Realm. How could I forget about my friends at New Realm? Awesome food. Sweetwater just opened up food.
Yep.
Best End Brewing is having food. A lot of food options at these places, which you need because you're
Yes,
drunk.
soak up the beer.
All right, so our next segment, we're going to, I guess, get our lawyer hats on. I don't know, get into our debate team suits and get into food debates. It's time for food debates.
So, we all know that carbs are the enemy, especially in the current diet climate. And we're constantly looking for substitutions for our favorite things. And we know that in no way that there is a equal substitution for the favorite potato or pasta. But today's debate is who's the better faker between cauliflower mash and spaghetti squash.
Ooh, that's tough. All right. So here's my first position here. I gotta say the better faker is spaghetti squash because there is a creaminess factor with mashed potatoes that you just cannot get with riced cauliflower. There is, no matter what, if you feel that cauliflower in your mouth, in your tongue, you feel those edges. Even if you got that thing pulverized, man, you still feel those edges. It's just, it doesn't taste quite like mashed potatoes. Whereas the spaghetti squash, it squashes on the slimier side. If you can really get that noodle right, you can get it a lot closer to a noodly thing than a cauliflower can be to a mashed thing. That's my first position.
So all this tells me is you just don't have a good enough blender.
Probably not.
Because, and probably the Vitamix is probably the answer, but none of us have that. But
Yeah, you got like $6,000.
right. But cauliflower soup is my favorite soup, and cauliflower mash is, basically cauliflower soup. It's got cream and butter and cheese and all those delicious things. I don't really like real spaghetti noodles, so putting fake spaghetti noodles in there is really just not gonna do it for me. So cauliflower mash is my favorite. I love mashed potatoes. I know that they're nowhere close to being the same, but with the right blender, cauliflower mash is the way to go.
Okay, I'm still stunned by that. I don't like spaghetti. I don't know what to tell you guys.
I like all other forms of pasta, just not spaghetti noodles. I can't explain it.
What about angel hair?
Yeah, I like angel hair.
So it's just that
It's
specific
that specific
thickness.
form of noodle. I can't explain it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's maybe it's some traumatic event from my
I
childhood.
can't
don't know.
debate that.
Maybe
I can't
got
debate
sick.
that. Okay. But that is some solid reasoning, nonetheless. Let's move on, though. I think this debate is settled. Clearly, spaghetti squash is the winner.
So while Hannah's feeling opinionated, why don't we introduce our next segment?
This is kind of random, but my choice for this week, I discovered this weekend after a long day of drinking. I never want to eat healthy.
Sensing a theme here.
Yeah. Well, it's a drinking segment. I figure it ties in together. Okay. I never want to eat healthy when I'm hungover. I want pizza. I want chicken wings. I want burgers. Nothing ever healthy. I've discovered the healthy thing that I enjoy eating, and I immediately feel better. I don't know if you guys have been to Pliables on the Beltline.
Pliables.
Yes.
Pliables. Not pliables. Not like I'm pliable.
No, but like beach in Spanish.
Got it.
Bowl.
Got it.
And it's the Nutella acai bowl, and it has all these fruits and nuts and Nutella, and I feel healthy after I eat it. I feel better. It's a hangover cure. I can walk to it. It's really fun environment. So I feel like it's a way to feel better and eat healthy when you're hungover.
That sounds like something George would never eat.
Fuck no, y'all. Never.
It's so good.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that recommendation. That is an excellent one. Y'all head to the Beltline this weekend. Try some Pliables. Just don't get me none, because I'm picky.
There's plenty of options. The menu is huge.
You
just don't eat fruit?
I worked at a Planet Smoothie once.
Okay, folks, it's time to wind this happy hour down.
Wait, before we go, we're going to hear from Trisha, our social media guru, and she takes all of those delicious Instagram photos. She's going to come to us with our comment of the week.
Hey guys, our first comment of the week is from Joan Kaplan. This was in response to an Instagram story we posted of some takoyaki at Tanaka Express, and she said, leaving Choa shortly and immediately heading over there. Thanks for the recommendation. Joan, we're really happy that we got to share some new food that's in your area. Tanaka Express is now open near Emory, and it's a great spot for Choa folks and Emory people to check out. Our second comment of the week is from Coco Stillwell. This was a DM on Instagram. We were sent a photo of Zendaya, and this person said, you look like her when you have your weave in. You have makeup in the bag. Use it in red lipstick. I think you might have been looking for Steak Shapiro. His handle is @Steak Shapiro if you want to send that message to him. And our viewer submitted photo of the week is from Camille Lee Lifts to Eat, and it's this great doubles pizza. She says, what is it about pizza that we can't get enough of? I don't know. This looks amazing. It's in Johns Creek. We'll have to check it out really soon. Remember to use the hashtag Atlanta Eats Happy Hour to submit your photos, and you might be featured.
All right, happy hour is now over. They're going to start charging us regular prices for these drinks. Just kidding. We got these from our fridge. Let's wrap up this week. Thank you so much, Hannah.
Thank you, everybody. Check us out on YouTube and Atlanta Eats social channels.
Atlanta Eats TV, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Do it now. See you guys soon. Bye.